guys, what's up?
What's
happening?
What's up, John?
Jim met John here. John, also known as Sleep Boy, because he lost the challenge.
You're giving it away early.
Yeah,
we haven't even gone over the results yet.
Well, we got the results. Jim met John. Before we get started, guys, we hope that you'll leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Anything that maybe we sound stupid on and don't know about, or something that you've done in the past that works, leave a comment down below, because we're learning from you guys as much as you're watching our videos.
Yeah, slam us. We don't care.
So to go back over the challenge, we had a challenge. We had 131 cards, 30 cards, 49 cards, 52 cards. I hope that equals 131.
Hope so. That
we pre-graded, and the challenge was to see how well we did pre-grading. So, John, how did you do?
Well, you already told him I lost, but I had a 33% accuracy rate, which pretty much means I was spot on 10 of them. I actually had 10 cards come back higher than I pre-graded, and I had 10 that came back lower. So, like, I averaged out right about there, but I did have a 50% gem mint rate. I just want to put that out there.
That was not the question.
But I'm going to say it anyway.
I did not have a 50% gem mint rate, but I did have a 46% accuracy with my pre-grading, and unfortunately, most of the cards I didn't pre-grade correctly went down in grades. So
I had 65% were spot on, which I was impressed. I think, like John said in the video, I might have been a little bit too harsh because of our last videos, but 65% were spot on. And some went up. I had two 8.5s that actually got 10s. I don't know what happened there, but I'm glad it went up.
I do. He got a PSA grader. They flew him out to Florida just so he could grade John's cards.
Maybe. I'm glad. I hope he's still there. I hope I can request him each time I send in.
Yeah, give it to the PSA grader.
So,
what are your theories? Let's go over theories real quick with how or why we sent these cards.
Yeah, why do we send them to CSG? Because this was our third time sending to CSG.
Yeah.
And it hasn't gone well so far.
One for punishment. John, why don't you start?
I believe in CSG. I've been a homer, follower, believer, whatever from the beginning.
Maybe that's why you got 65%.
Because they're local, maybe. They watch our videos and like them. So, like, we're going to give these guys all good.
Gotta be it.
Except for John. He slammed them once. So that's why he got Sleep Boy. But I just believe in the company. I think eventually they're going to be, hopefully, 2 or 3. I don't think anybody's ever going to pass PSA, but I believe in them as a company. Yeah. And it was $13 for a card, so you can't go wrong submitting to see how well your cards do. And the resale value, hopefully that follows.
Yeah, we'll see. That's the biggest question mark, I think, right now. CSG definitely has some quality slabs. I do really like the slabs a lot. $12 a card, you can't beat that. The next highest is like $30 plus at HGA, SGC. PSA's at $50 a card, soon to go to $30 potentially, but the turnaround time at 2 weeks is just crazy.
That's awesome.
And kind of my thinking is I sent a couple of mid to lower tier cards. They weren't like base cards or anything. There's a lot of numbered cards, a lot of parallels, prisms. Yeah. But my thinking is, okay, if I spend $38 less sending it to CSG, it will kind of make up for the 30% less that it's going to sell for as compared to like a PSA type slab. And a lot of my cards I sent, I love quarterbacks. Quarterbacks are where the money's at, so I had to send the quarterbacks. I sent a lot of Zach Wilson, Trevor Lawrence. I really believe in those guys. I think they're going to have a terrific second year. And then I sent some Jerry Jeudy's as well. So I got to love Jerry. Got to throw him some love. He's with Dangerous now. I think he's going to take off this year.
Yeah, if you go back to our cardboard cutback, which none of you have seen, you did call out Jerry Jeudy as your wide receiver. Anyways,
unbeliever.
My approach to it was similar to John. I wanted to send my low end to mid tier cards. I'm reserving all my high end cards for PSA because I appreciate and respect CSG, but their market value just isn't there. So I'd rather hold those cards until PSA comes down in price. So the low to mid tier cards that I did send did include some QBs, but a variety of players. My goal was to test the market, and in order to do that, you really need like 9 5s and 10s. I missed that mark with my grading return or my card return, so I'm gonna have a really tough. It's gonna be really tough for me to complete that. But with the cards that I did get 10s and 9 5s, I'll use that to really determine if it's worth it to go back to CSG or just wait for PSA. So that was my theory with the approach with the 52 cards. So
and we really weren't expecting to get the cards back this quick, 2-week turnaround. We were kind of, as you saw, there's a lot of football cards we sent in. We were expecting to get them back around August, September, right in time for football season. Yeah. So a lot of these cards we have listed high on eBay right now. we're just going to leave them there, and then we'll really know if they're selling well compared to the other grading companies, come football season.
September.
Yeah, when that hype comes back. So, closing remarks for this video, though. John, why don't you go ahead and start first?
Jim Mint.
Jim Mint John.
I refuse to call you Jim and John.
My
J-I-M.
closing comments is just the cards that you send. Their cards were higher value as far as the raw value. My cards are a little bit lower. I sent some LeBron, Hall of Famer, still playing. Not the GOAT, but he's really good. Shoei, rookie, phenomenal player. I mean, one of a kind. A lot of Wander Franco. Bunch of QBs like John, and some Hall of Famers in the quarterback also. So I had a mixture. But I only spent probably $200 in raw cards, so I'm not going to make as much money as they did. But you have to take into account getting cards that aren't going to, when you pre-grade them and you go through them, you're going to have a bigger stack that you're not going to send in than you're probably going to get that you want to send in if you're trying to get, 9s and 10s.
Yeah. So you're saying that there's an approach even to low-end cards as far as that as well, right?
Oh, yeah, you need to target.
I think you need to be even more selective with low-end cards, because if you send in a $2 card and it comes back an 8, you're going to lose money.
100%.
Yeah.
What about your closing remarks?
Yeah, so I mean, just kind of to summarize the whole theme of this series is the emphasis on pre-grading and how important it is, because we have, like I said, this is our 3rd submission with CSG. We lost our butt the first 2 times. Like, we had an 83 card submission. We had 4 Jim Mints in the entire submission. Everything else was like 8s, maybe a couple 9s. We had a couple 7s. We probably spent $1,000 on the submission and got half of it back. And it was just terrible. So we really just wanted to focus on how important it is. And when you do take the time, look at the cards under a light, under a magnification, just make sure you scan it up and down, front and back, do a good job of pre-grading. You're going to get, the kind of cards that you think you're going to get when you pre-grade well.
Right.
And that's just going to pay off for you in the long run. So you really need to take the time, spend a minute a card, look them up and down before you just submit, willy-nilly.
Yeah. And I think my closing remark, and to piggyback off that, right, is not only to pre-grade your cards so that you get the highest grade, but in today's market with, someone like PSA or BGS having such a high per card grading fee, you can utilize someone like CSG, who we all collectively believe is a more consistent and maybe even a better grading company than PSA.
Yeah.
But
Definitely harsher.
Yeah. You can utilize their services at the current rate of, $10.80 per card as far as the bulk goes. But you can utilize their services to either confirm your pre-grading grade on that specific card, and then you can utilize that to either decide, all right, I'm going to crack this card and send it to a higher grading company such as PSA so that I can demand more market attention and a higher profit margin, or you can just say, hey, this card graded lower than I thought, I'm just going to keep it at CSG and I'm going to sell it as is. So at the currently how the market goes, you can utilize CSG to do a pre-grading service to either validate your grade or to justify you sending it to a higher grading company like PSA.
Yeah, especially with a 2-week turnaround.
Yeah.
One little caveat to that, though, I will say make sure you look over the card in the slab before you crack it, because we did notice that 1 or 2 of the cards out of the 131 did look like they graded a Jim Mint. It looked like one of the corners was damaged. So before you crack it open, make sure the card is still in the condition that you sent it in, because you might not get that same grade if it's damaged and you send it elsewhere.
Yeah.
So.
All right, guys. Well, since I won the challenge, 65% again was correct.
Just want to throw out that percentage one more time for
I
you.
get to do the pre-grade video, so I'm going to be doing a video on pre-grading. And again, we did really good, but we're not professionals. So you can watch the videos, maybe learn something from it, something you didn't know. Again, if you have any tips or anything, leave them down below for us. And we appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you later.